Hi, this is your Maryland PTA Membership Chair, Paul Geller again, with some more words of advice about PTA membership. One of the things that I have people ask me about occasionally is how do I get started in advocacy? And I'll keep repeating this till I'm blue in the face about the link between membership and advocacy. In a lot of ways, membership and advocacy go hand in hand. There is no difference between the two. I have to tell you, as I'm standing right here in the Senate chamber in Annapolis, Maryland, if I were one person coming here by myself as a parent and I was to decide to testify in front of a committee here in Annapolis, I could do so. I mean, that's one of the great things about living in a free country. You can testify and you can have your opinion voiced. You can send a letter to your state delegate or your state senator, and that's fine. However, when you join an organization that has decades of experience and is a proven commodity in the community, as well as you've risen up through the ranks in that organization, elected officials really start to hear what you have to say because they realize that being a leader in PTA is not an easy task. You earn these gray hairs here. You're not given them. It's a challenging job in a lot of ways. And it's a job where, I will be very honest, the first night I took it, I was wondering, what in blazes have I got myself into? Can I do this? And the answer turned out to be yes, because my community needed me, and because I wanted to make a difference, and I didn't realize it at the time, I really wanted the opportunity to shine. So let me tell you about some advocacy opportunities that are available to you through having a robust membership. Now, at my school, for quite a while, we had some basic needs. And these needs will be different from school to school, but I can just tell you, based on my own personal experience as a current PTA leader as well at the local level, some of our needs were, we need to have some laptop computers. We had 7 functioning computers for over 318 students. 7 functioning computers. Imagine that. Not even for a third of the class did we have enough laptop computers. That was the first issue. The second issue is we really wanted to have doors in our classrooms. And there was other minor issues as well. Well, about 3-4 months into my leadership of my local PTA, I found an opportunity at a county PTA meeting to speak. And people were talking about maybe we could get some computers, laptop computers for the kids. And for those of you who have county PTA councils, you know that these can be very interesting, very informative. I'm a county PTA officer as well. So I'll be quite candid. Sometimes they can veer off a little bit, and especially when you're getting into resolutions and things that are important to you that you want to resolve and that you want the whole body to stand behind and you want to push forward. And one of these resolutions was to get these netbook computers for all the kids. I think they were called netbooks at the time. And I thought this was very good legislation, and I found another like-minded PTA individual in the audience, and we ran into the back and we started scribbling down some words that we wanted to include in this resolution. And we got it all written up, and I saw one of the people who I knew and felt most comfortable about approaching, who was one of our officers at the time. And I said to him, I'm really eager about this. This is why my community has me here. This is why I'm going to these county PTA meetings. I'd like to pass this resolution. How should I do it? And this person, who was very, very wise and who ended up being a real mentor to me, said the following, and it was very good advice. He said, Paul, you have 2 options here. One, you can make us stay for another hour and everyone will hate your guts from now until forever because you made us stay so long to get a resolution passed on something that really, is a lot of words and not deeds. Or 2, in a week and a half, you can go to a county council meeting and you could testify in front of the county council where they have the means and the wherewithal to get you exactly what you want. So, not being the sharpest pencil in the batch, I kind of tapped my finger on my chin for a minute. And I said, you know what, I'll go to the county council. So, lo and behold, a week and a half later, my son and I, along with a group of parents and PTA leaders from another school that was across the county, descended upon our county council. And we had emailed back and forth, and we just said, we're all going to testify for this, and this is going to be great. And I encouraged anyone across the county to join us because I said, there's a lot of people who seem to be interested in that night, this issue. And lo and behold, we get there, and there's just this other school, my son and I, and my family. Well, we decided not to let anything deter us, and Unfortunately, not having the best sense at the time, I showed up in my traditional school volunteer outfit of a Hawaiian shirt in front of my county council, something I've never repeated, thankfully. But we got there and we testified. My son, who came with me to testify, wrote out his testimony in longhand and pencil, and he stated why he felt they needed netbooks in his classroom. And I did the same with a spin. I had a chance to go around and talk to my teachers and my staff, because they also needed Promethean boards, which are those interactive whiteboards, like large computer screens, and Wi-Fi in the schools. And I had a chance to see them in action, because I didn't want to testify until I actually saw these things working. And we got up there and we testified and we did our best. And before we got there, we were told that of our 9 council members, we'd be lucky to get 5 or 6 to agree with us, and 3 or 4 would just say no, out of hand. Well, I have to tell you, and I think it was 2 of the students that testified that really gave us an almost unheralded, unprecedented 9-0 vote. It was really something to see, and the kids did a great job, and we were very impressed with their abilities. But it helped make the magic happen. The other thing that helped make the magic happen, without a doubt, was making sure that I started off my testimony with the truth. I thanked the county council for listening to us in our appeal, and most importantly, I told them that my school had just over 316 students at the time, yet at that moment we had over 373 PTA members. When I got to that part of my presentation, you better believe that every eye was on me, paying fixed attention to everything that I had to say. And that was something that really taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me that numbers matter, and this PTA membership matters. And I wish the same for you. I hope that you go out there and get these PTA members. Final thing is, I'd like to talk a little bit about advocating here in Annapolis. Advocating in Annapolis is really no different than advocating in your own hometown or your home county. The only difference is, and I urge you to consider this advice, you want to make sure you have robust membership, of course. I want to make sure you have a lot of members. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. But it really helps when you're testifying up here to really just talk about your issue. You can write about where you're from in there, but talk about your issue and humanize it. Because when you're testifying in front of people from 24 different jurisdictions around Maryland. Sure, there may be 1 or 2 members in that room hearing your testimony who are from your home county, but chances are they're not. And it really helps to start off with a good story about why you're there, a good story about why you're advocating for that particular testimony. I have to tell you, using membership as an example, it's always easy for me to ask people to join PTA because I've seen the magic of membership. I've seen things change. One of my friends, who's a PTA leader at a school just about 20-minute drive from me, has the energy of 100 people. His school was lacking air conditioning system that functioned properly for years. The HVAC was on the blink all the time. Finally, he got the bright idea to invite elected leaders to come take tours of his school building. And when he did, he made sure to show them the rooms that were kind of in a state of disrepair. He made sure to let them feel the coldness in the winter and the all too hot temperatures in the summer. He let them feel that. And within a year and a half, he was able to get a new HVAC system. This is all the power of advocacy, and this comes through membership. He helped build up his PTA membership at his school. I've seen this happen time after time after time, where you'll have a dynamic PTA leader come into a school, they'll boost membership, they'll get the things that they need accomplished, and then they'll move on. Part of the trick here is some continuity. Have I figured out the answer to this? No, I wish I could. It would be great. Maybe you have the answer and you could share it with all of us in a video. But I hope these tips help you today. It's really important that we all band together when we're advocating for PTA. And all of PTA advocacy is about one thing. It's about you, the members. Every single person counts here. We want you to join, we want you to be a member, and we want you to have the wonderful experience that I've been fortunate enough to have with PTA. This is Paul Geller coming to you from the Senate Chamber in Annapolis, Maryland, wishing you all the best in your PTA membership goals.